So it's estimated that the individuals with type 1 diabetes in Spain is around 200,000. In Europe, it's about 1.9, almost 2 million people, and in the world, it's estimated at 8.9, almost 9 million. Diabetes is it's a metabolic disease, whether it's from type 1 and type 2. When the disease is active, it's caused or the consequence of type 1 and type 2 diabetes, it's an increase in glucose levels and the inability to regulate this glucose by different tissues. The diabetes is very different depending on type 1 and type 2. Type 2 is due to high levels of insulin. There is plenty of insulin, but there's a resistance from the tissues to take the insulin that's necessary for tissues to uptake all the glucose. It can be induced by different factors, maybe weight or obesity, but there are many different causes for the type 2 diabetes. Before it's manifested, type 1 diabetes, it's an autoimmune disease. So it's induced by some dysregulation of the immune system. After the 100-year discovery of insulin, that's the only treatment that's available for people living with type 1. Obviously, it saved the lives of people living with type 1. Breakthrough T1D has done amazing contributions to how it's treated in people who have type 1 diabetes, for example, on continuous glucose monitoring, insulin pumps. Closed-loop systems are the most advanced systems to regulate glucose levels. But in spite of all these technologies, it's still a challenge. It's still a challenge to manage type 1. It's still a challenge to prevent complications, long-term complications. And it's still a mental burden for people living with type 1. There is opportunities now with the new technologies to develop cures. So cures can come, depending on the different stages of type 1. One of the missions is accelerating breakthroughs to improve the lives of people living with type 1, but also finding a cure. It's a good time where technology has advanced in many other areas of human diseases that we can apply to type 1. So this is a very exciting opportunity for us to be collaborating with Fundación La Caixa. When we look strategically for partnerships, obviously we looked at sharing the opportunities for funding projects. We are really excited about to expand research in Spain and Portugal. But also there are other reasons why we're focusing on, or we're excited about this partnerships. One of them is the focus that Fundación La Caixa has on other disease areas like cardiovascular, for example, on infectious diseases or neurological diseases that I think are very relevant for type 1. So we kind of bring this holistic look at type 1 from not only from the immune side. And then lastly, the vision of Fundación La Caixa for moving and translating these discoveries and this basic science, which is obviously the foundation for anything that happens later in therapeutic discovery. So I think the vision of these different areas, in addition to being able to bring more financial resources so we can focus with more projects. I think that's what's exciting about this opportunity.